How's it going, people? Right now, we're gonna be talking about the wasteland of Fallout 76 and how it got to the way these locations got the way they did. Because different locations have like different features, and they're very. Each part of the map has its own like quirk. When it comes to look around, we're probably going to start with the forest.
We're going to cover it in a whole video per location, or we're going to try to shove as many of them into a video we can.
We'll probably do a video per location. So, as you know, the forest is where you start off in. It's where the Vault 76 is where you start. And the first thing you do is you fight a few liberators and then, or ignore them and just leave and go on your way, pick up the pipe pistol and go. That was one thing that I didn't do. I never picked up that pipe pistol, and I was like, why don't I have a gun? Then I went back and I was like, oh shit, there's a pipe pistol here. But
Look, liberator, I can't be bothered. Oh look, a human, let's kick his ass. No, good. Good.
But
Stay here. Can someone repeat to them in Chinese? Stay the fuck away from me, please. They could keep following me.
But for the most part, the forest seems to be in good condition. Like,
it's also, in from my experience with Vault-Tec, as we'll call it, as a code, almost a code word. With my experience working with Vault-Tec specifically, I've also noticed it's since the day of reclamation when I left our wonderful vault, it's also the safest and most calm of the other regions compared to things like the bog or the ash heap with the scorched and mole miners, or the bog where it's like charvogals and scorched beasts running amok. Not fun. I had a camp down there at one point. One of my favorite things, I guess, to talk about when I hear the word forest is people to help. As you know, since I've been working with you and with Vault-Tec on the side, I've been helping groups and Discord, Facebook, all of them alike regarding Fallout become great. And especially with low levels leaving the vault on a daily, like right now we're on a private, but if we were in a regular world, there'd be at least 10 or 20 in an hour of little low level people leaving the vault, starting their very own Reclamation Day story. And that's one of the reasons why I like the forest so much. It's calm for them, it's calm for me, because I don't like a lot of conflict either. But the downside is a lot of players that want to be unfriendly will also hang around here to exploit the calmness and cause problems. But overall, in my opinion, the forest is calm. You know, there's not a lot of high level anything here. And the only scorched beast you see is on the road, some going somewhere, and she doesn't bother anybody.
Right.
She's like 20. It's very fun. It's very calming. You feel a bit of more of an at ease, closure feel than stepping into the forest from another high-end location if you're walking. I could tell a good story about me and our friend Mage, who also was near me, who does not work with Vault-Tec at all. But I remember we went from his camp and we walked to the Greenbrier, which was a hour to 2.5 hour walk because we walked the map. We didn't fast travel anywhere, and we braved it ourselves. The closer we got to the Greenbrier, the more nervous I got. I felt I lost that calming feel, the closure feel that I'm going to be fine, than leaving at the location. So I felt, a constant trigger finger, because, I have a quick to do that if we're in a location that you've run up on me a couple times and I've almost shot at you, because it's that feeling that, we're not in a safer zone than the forest. We're in a increasingly worse mental and physical state of a location for me. So I have to go into a Vault-Tec rep mode, I guess you could call it. make sure I don't get my butt kicked while you guys are doing your thing.
Right.
Do you have anything that makes you feel interesting that really truly stands out in the forest?
See, I have a camp way up in the forest. It's about northwest of the vault, and
north and 1 tile west of the vault.
Yeah.
The vault icon.
And it's about the safest location I've ever put my camp. I put a few turrets up there just in case, but I usually have razor grain and corn up there, and nothing ever happens to that stuff. I just use it whenever, make alcohol for that stuff.
Or just food. Use razor grain soup
or
and corn.
even just use it as food. I have those perks that makes that stuff more effective, and so if I'm just come back to my camp from being overencumbered due to losing health due to food, I go there to get food and maybe craft some stuff with that. I can make soups with corn as well, and just fill my hunger up and be on my way. But
right.
It's very calm up there. It's very calm.
Right.
Only a few things have attacked my camp, if any. I think it was just a simple mole rat or something like that. And
all of it was low level at that. You got to remember, we have the weakest levels here are like 1s at minimum, maybe 5 at max, except for the Scorch Beast at 1. She's like a 20, but that goes back to once again when Vault Tech said let's pick West Virginia. You know what I mean, Skull. When we picked West Virginia as our Reclamation Day conduit, I guess, we didn't want any dwellers leaving the vault at any given moment and feeling like they're going to get their butt kicked at level 1. We give them the necessities, we give them what they can, and when they leave the vault, they learn it on their own. And then I, as a Vault Tech rep, I went through the vault myself, and I enjoy helping low levels out here. This is probably the best way to do it. Now, if they want to go to places like the Greenbrier or Lewisburg, I'll have to strongly urge them not to. But follow the Overseer's missions. It's probably the best way to get to where you want to go. Because we were one this morning, and it makes us go to all the way to Morgantown. And kind of sends you in places to the camp. And then if you follow her story or personal log, you get to go to her hometown. And it just kind of goes, I wouldn't want to help any other low level, even as a Vault Tech rep, do anything else anywhere else but the forest.
Right. And also, it's supposed to be calm. It's supposed to be safe, because that's where people who just start out the game, that's where they go. That's where they are. It's where they go to get their hang of things. Get the hang of things before they go out into other locations. And usually it leads them towards the
Flatwoods.
Yeah.
Overseer's Camp. The first place you visit is, if you didn't pick the other locations around, if you're going straight to what the Overseer wants you to do, you go to the Overseer, and then she takes you to Flatwoods. Flatwoods is your first vending location as well. But a lot of people do that automatically, and like where your camp is, that's a road a lot of people don't choose not to take. There's been very few low levels I've ever seen ever not interacted with either. They'd leave the vault, they grab that pipe pistol, they kill the liberators, and they keep going on that pathway. They never did the Overseer's logs. Like, I was kind of like, I didn't really care to do any of it until it benefited just me, and I wasn't in a group with anybody. I've seen some people do, like 4 or 5, do that. They get their gun. Charlotte County Fairgrounds, which is probably in the grand scheme of things the only place in the forest I could say that's hectic, besides Lumberco, where the WP Lumberco, where my daughter Mars has her camp. That's one as well. Are you even playing right now?
Right. No, I'm doing the.
Okay. Well, because your character
and I don't ever expect them to take the road to my camp. That's.
Well, not what I mean. I'm talking about I'm talking about the player individually. Usually they get the vault, they got the overseer log, and it guides them
Yeah.
to the camp. But with excluding your camp, the road, 90, Route 90.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't go that way. They don't go their own pathway. They pick, though the game offers you an ability to do so, a lot of people just follow where the stuff leads you. You try to rebuild, but you can't really rebuild anything. Everything kind of slow down for a big reveal. Big Vault Tech rep surprises is I think a lot of people have been hyped for and not so hyped for, but a lot of people don't think that, hey, this is a game that lets you go your own way like Fallout 4 did. And a lot of people just follow whatever the game tells them to do. I mean, they might eventually start off in fussy locations like Mage. He didn't know that the lookouts existed. To me, that's saddening, but you gotta remember, not everyone knows about that stuff. Therefore, you got Mage not knowing what the heck we're doing, he finds new locations to go visit.
I haven't even explored the entire map. There are locations that I haven't been to or discovered.
Which we can always go do. Still, it's even though the game becomes a kind of a grind with certain things, there's always a daily thing you can do to make your experience better. Mine is to help low levels if I can, help friends more if I can. Or every night, like I told you and Made for, every night I do a list of things I could use it within my inventory list of junk, scrap, repairs, food. I go hunting for that stuff the next day. That's when you got on with me this morning. I was just doing some of that. Something you just got to do sometimes, and I make that my daily thing. It's not a daily quest. It's not a daily anything. It's just something I do, and we just you want to try to, since we've talked about the safety of the forest, do you want to directly go to the ash heap now, or do you want to pick something different? I think we could do it, or do we have enough time?
What I want to talk about next is it's probably one of the nearest the locations that everyone goes to next. I don't think people go to the ash heap until around. Well, they do an ounce of prevention, and then they probably get the hell out of there. See,
well, yeah, very fast-paced
I think
gameplay.
that some people leave the forest to go to the White Springs. The White Springs is one of those locations that everyone eventually goes to. It's
right.
Basically it's a shopping center. That's what it is, and it's where you can get stuff and you can sell stuff to other robots and stuff.
White Springs bunker as well,
and there's the bunker, so you can do the Enclave quests as
Which
well.
Which has you go over the place then too. It has you go to places like Sugar Grove and a few other things, like a couple drop connection locations in the Divide. That L quest itself.
But then there's some things that people do in the ash heap as well, which is one of the more important things that I would see when you're being in a lower level situation would to be go to the Girahan mining company and go ahead and do the excavated power armor.
I would wait for that. You have to do a certain level to use it. It's always 20 to 30. Now, that is a desired location, but if anything, if I think of following the responders line specifically, Charleston Fire Department is in the ash heap, but barely, and it runs dry out of Charleston to join the fire breathers, which has a lot more to do in the ash heap than usual. There's little bitty things you could do between those two regions. Sorry to yawn. Camden Park is pretty fun. I mean, a lot of people don't know that Beckley Mine exhibit is a workshop, and it gives you ore. A lot of people don't know about that location, or if you really want to be like me, you can look at all the places on the edges of the map, the very edges that are almost uninhabitable. I did camp up there by the ash heap at one point. I could walk down to the HQ. I bet you remember that too, back when I was trying to get away from people. This old Vault Tech rep got to stay away from people sometimes.
Right.
And I had a pretty good location there. My youngest daughter Mars has the best, in my opinion, because a lot of people don't nuke the Lumber Co. anymore, and it is so far off the map she never sees people, which is something good. With Ashy, though, you get fire breathers, and you could do Calvin's Quest and Lewisburg, lying low, which is a cute little pun on words. You can, if you really got enough balls to do it, actually do it. You got Mount Blair. The dredge in Mount Blair is a really good workshop because it gives you ore and scrap from the dredging procedures. I had the mine shafts. You can go visit and get coal. That's one of my biggest likes about that location. Is it's Ash Heap in general is a coal export. So a lot of the mines in the game have coal ore. Pair that with the bleached dogwood from the Toxic Valley and a bit of adhesive, and you've got a water filter, no matter what water it is. Toxic, dirty, boiled, it all can be turned into purified with one scoop or a crafting table, which is great in my opinion. I mean, there's so much stuff you can do within the whole game. The regions all have, like you said, their own quirks, and there's certain things that I think of when I hear the word, when I hear something about any of the regions, there's always something I could talk about because it was an experience. I've had camps in these locations, especially, which I think makes the region more likable, is having a camp location and braving the fights that would happen there. Whether it be
I had a camp in the mire.
Willard. Oh yeah, how did you personally feel about that? Given the mire.
So I actually liked my camp in the mire. Up in the bridge, I mean, there was maybe a few things that would bother me every once in a while, but barely ever. Especially if I wasn't at the camp, it would never bother my camp if I wasn't there. Usually, what would happen is I'd go to my camp and I'd alert something, and I couldn't leave until I killed it, and it was usually like a Mirelurk or something. But on that bridge, it's usually safe unless you're you gotta make that balance so you don't walk into the radiation. But it didn't cause me many problems. But the one reason I moved from that location was because I wanted to vend, and I never got any vending out of that location. Well, I got maybe like once or twice, but I didn't ever get any vending out of that location because not a lot of people want to go and stay in the mire. Like, it's not that desirable of a location to stay because of the high level stuff that's there. It's very dangerous.
Same way with the bog as well. I was your neighbor with the mire as well. I didn't really vend a whole lot either, but I count on one hand how much vending I got was like three times like a massive amount of vending within a couple of days worth. It was amazing, but I had to go reach out to people in LFG to get it. No one would just willingly, like you do on a daily, just bounce around and hearing to and fro on the map like a sporadic drug addict looking for something. You had to reach out.
I have caps. When I have caps to spend, I waste no time in making sure that I get to each of them, because you never know when one of those vendors is going to leave, because you just gotta get to them as soon as possible, because they can leave at any moment, and then you could have missed out on something good. So, and that's one of the reasons why I go in, I check what they have, and if they don't have anything that I'm interested in, I leave or can't afford. I say, oh, that's nice, I would like to have that, but I can't afford it, so I leave. Then I go look at someone else. That's just what I do.
And it costs a bit of money to do that, though, because you're fast traveling. But hey, you usually
That's one of the reasons. That's the reason why I got traveling agent. I mean, it don't do everything in the world, but it does enough to.
Oh yeah. How much an average do you spend per fast travel? Like per fast travel? 10, 20 at times.
Sometimes 15 to 20. Sometimes about maybe 5 or 10.
But without traveling, you would be spending 40s and 50s and 60s and 70s or something like that, depending on location. It does it in miles of distance you would have had to walk, and does that to the cap amount of one cap. So every so many miles you have to pay a cap, and that's why you're paying so much money to do that.
Right.
You're paying to your character basically walks this way. In Fallout 4, for example, as you go and fast travel the days and everything still advances, but you're instantly going there because you're technically still walking there. You just pay to not see to do all that. That's why I like to walk wherever I go. You get to
Right.
see a new site, interact with your friends, interact with some new faces, kill some shit, get some XP, get some stuff done that I believe personally you won't get done if you're just traveling everywhere. Though you sometimes got to with certain people's camps, but if you...
Here's the way I do it. The first thing when I get on a new server is I go and look at all the vendors, and then I catch up with whatever friends I have on at the time, and then we go do our thing. I get the vending out of the way first, so I see what they have and know whether or not I'm interested, so it don't bother me while I'm doing other stuff. I can focus on the task at hand, and we can get that done.
Mars. My daughter Mars just walked in here. She's freezing. It is kind of cold. Real quick. I'm still in the room. I'm just getting up. That's why I'm trying to go out and wait and had to reach up and grab the blanket. She just woke up. Okay. But yeah, that's usually what you do after you get all that stuff out of the way, which is enjoyable because I think a lot of the cool guns you've given me came from other players.
Exactly.
Spend it on.
That I find something, I catch it, and then I get it, and then I give it to you.
Or you keep it yourself.
Or if I find something that I would like.
Right. Or Mage even. Mage is simple, but he likes some cool gifts sometimes. I know he's had like 2 or 3 we've ever given him that he really, really, really likes. More than all of his other guns.
Right.
I think it was the Daisy Cutter, I think, and another gun I gave him a while back. Maybe some you give that you really, really love.
Yeah.
He loves that 10. Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, to restock my caps, what I'll do is I'll go to West Tech, and I don't skip out on nothing. I kill every single super mutant, make sure they're all dead. And then I take everything out of there. I take all of their guns, I take all of the materials there, and I take every single thing. And what I do with the guns is, if I'm low on steel, I'll equip the scrapper perk and I'll scrap all of them. But if I'm good on steel, then I will walk all the way to Watoga, overcumbered. But I will walk all the way to Watoga, and then I'll get usually sometimes I'll cap out my vendors. Most of the time I do.
That's a long walk, though.
Yeah, but I'm willing to take that walk. I've done it so many times.
That is a long walk. That is good. Life miles, that's probably good 8, 9, 10, maybe even 20 miles of a walk IRL over Cumber. You have a good method going. Usually then you get more stuff because you pass Devil's Backbone, Freak Show, the Thorn, Sunset Farm. You get all this other stuff. Ford Station Alpha, which give you armor, and you find a bunch of cool stuff on the way to Toga. So I mean, it's not like you're hindering yourself for walk. I'm just pointing that out. You're making a ballsy move to get more stuff, and then when you get to selling, you might have more than usual.
But here's another thing, and I am very, very, very careful with what I spend my caps on. I don't spend my caps on food. I make plenty of that already. I don't spend it on chems other than serums if I find them for good prices. I only ever spend them on good legendaries or stuff we need at the moment, like good plans.
Hey, I spend my caps on food. So I buy preserved foods.
That's what you need to do.
If I don't find anything good, I won't. But normally I'll do that. That's my norm for me.
But at most of the time, I'm trying to save up on caps. At any cost, I'm saving up whatever caps I can because most of the resources I need I have back at my camp.
Right.
I don't buy I don't buy a whole lot of junk scrap unless we really need it at the moment.
Right. You eat spoilable food, which can go bad. And you give it, hello, wolf. Where's all the wolves today?
And also I stock up on food that I find during missions. I don't.
Oh, right. Yes. Of course, there's that too. It's good though, because you like that, and you eat it quick. When I make food, I have to eat it like that. I have to quick because I know that yes, I'm making it for XP, but I won't eat it over time. Like I think you have, correct me if I'm wrong, you have that perk card that makes food rot slower.
I do, but I don't use it anymore.
Oh. Well, it's something you might want to try, because I would have to use that and rely on it 24/7, or even then risk everything to go do another Pioneer Scout thing just to get something desirable to use. That's kind of why I don't make food anything but, in my opinion, it's better just to get preserved. There are reasons you can do not, though, because of cranberry juice or other stuff, but I was just pointing that out that you spend your stuff.
I pick up any preserves that I find. I don't leave. I don't think I ever leave anything off the table. Even if I do end up becoming overcumbered, I think of it like this: when I do get it home, it's going to be a payload that's going to be worth it. I'm going to have a lot of food. I'm going to have a lot of resources. It doesn't really matter what it is. I'll pick it up. I'm just, when I'm walking through a location, I'm constantly spamming the A button. I don't.
Does that not hurt your finger?
No, I'm used to it at this point. But
yeah,
I have muscles on my fingers.
I have muscles on my fingers.
But yeah, I'm usually just very, very, very careful with what I spend my caps on, and I make sure that I get all the resources that I can. And another good thing about West Tech is usually those super mutants will also have caps on them as well, so I get extra caps for the way. And I also wanted to talk about how I do my vending prices. Plans, 10% of their base price. Chems, about maybe 1%. Just do like a cap or so. Ammo 1 cap, gunpowder 1 cap. Legendary weapons, half of their base price. If it's a 1-star, I'll do about still half. But that's usually just the way I do it.
Right, because we're benefiting from it regardless. There's no reason to make it 1,000,000 caps, or like some people do. Like
I just don't see the point. I don't think anything in the game should be 10,000 caps. I feel
just the gun.
6,000 caps on anything should be the max.
6,000 though, that's still an awful lot for any gun. In general, in my opinion.
That's me being generous. If I was being as strict as possible, I go about 4K max, 3 or 4.
Right. But that's just how it is. People, especially with the Halloween update that one time, and I was in that with a few Vault Tech buddies, and maybe you in major times. Once that event stopped, one of my guys was like, that the second it is, I know they're going to jack the price up as high as they can. So you know what we did? We dropped it where you can only put up to 10K is the amount in your vendor. You cannot go over that. 30K is the highest you can hold in cap-wise, but you can only go to 10K as far as I'm currently aware in a vending machine for an item. Because we knew before that update dropped that someone's going to jack the price up the highest they can go. Because again, I get it's limited, guys, but please calm down. My vending is underpriced on purpose because I want everyone to benefit, not just me. Anyone can go to my camp, buy stuff, and feel like they weren't cheated, if anything. And I want that. That's what I want to say.
I may have higher prices than you, but I still try to keep it fair, within balance.
Right. We want to think about the vendor and the here. If they leave knowing they got it, and you leave knowing that you didn't cheat nobody, and everyone is all around happy with what they purchased, I don't think there's any other reason to complain. Correct me if I'm wrong.
let's be honest with ourselves, guys. Setting that one legendary weapon with to 10,000 caps ain't gonna get you more money. In the end of it all, it's gonna get you less money in that allotted amount of time because you decided to be picky with your prices. No one's gonna want to buy that. I mean, there are a few,
Right.
but not a whole lot of people. Not a whole lot of people are
Yeah.
as rich as you think they are. I'm
You
a
also
level
gotta
130.
like vault like
I'm a level
you also got
140, and I only have what 748 caps on me right now.
you're not even playing the game though. I'm concerned.
I'm
You must
I'm
have
in the game, but I'm not playing it right now. But
playing it. I'm playing it as we talk, so it makes it more interesting to keep my brain occupied. But you gotta remember vault tech policy. You can't. It's their choice to make it this way. It's their fault if it f's up in their face. And it's more or less than I told you so moment. If that happens, vault like policy, we're not able to interact and say, hey, you need to drop. You have to drop your prices down. You're doing it too much. It's we just let them do their thing. If they choose to screw themselves over with it, that's fine. That's what I mean. I try to help you and other people I interact with make it. If you're happy with the outcome and they feel like they got a good deal and you got paid. So I mean, even if it is just a smidge less than you want it to be, it it's better this way. Everyone, this is going to anyone around here that needs vending. It's better to do it this way
right, I try
because
to get
not
the
only
prices that aren't
right,
like one
not
cap
only
for
do
everything, but I
not
want
only
them
did
to
I
sell pretty quickly.
know it and cheat somebody, but someone walked away from my camp when they bought it to think, wow, I actually got a good deal from this guy. I see some people come back after a bit. They'll come back and they'll, hold on a minute. Okay. You're back. Okay. Sorry. Went bike. Got a smoothie. Good. Sorry about that. Whew. Got me a smoothie to wake me up a little more. Alright. So where we leave off?
About the vendor prices being cheated out and stuff.
Right. But like I said, if you here's how, like I said before, I'll mention it many times over the video. If both sides feel like if you can walk away from your vending at the end of the day and believe that everything everyone's bought from you was worth it, you did good. And if you're buying from them and walking away from every camp you've gone to, every camp you've been to had significantly fair prices and you bought their product and you feel like you did a good job, I think that's how vending is supposed to be. It's because the person genuinely thinks about the community and everyone else vends. They don't overprice it, but they don't underprice it. If everyone is happy in the end of your day of vending, I think you did a good job.
Right.
That's my opinion. I mean, I do 5 caps for all my plans. They're usually worth 50s, and hell, even sell jetpack plans the same. Because to me, in the general senses of vending, it's just a plan, or just an outfit, just a gun. It does not do anything, in my opinion, morally correct or otherwise. It won't benefit me if I make it a million or whatever. It's not going to do anything. I'll sell it at 5 caps as well, because even though I went through with some things a bit more hardships to get there, I'm just fine with making it 5 caps. Someone.
I want to make one point with the vending though. I have had moments where I would get 1,000 caps because I stashed a bunch of gunpowder in there for 1 cap. I guess gunpowder is just a thing that people like to buy.
Oh, they need it.
That's understandable though.
Bulk. It's better to buy it in bulk from another person than it is to make yourself, because you spent the resources to make 1,000 of it, and another guy would rather spend his caps with the gunpowder to make a bunch of ammo. So that's why people buy it so quick, is because it's easier that way, in my opinion. It's easier. I've always found it easier as well, because you're buying it that way. You're buying the gunpowder and you're turning it into something else. Not a lot of people will go around and buy gunpowder and sell it either, and I hope that doesn't start at all either. I've seen players do that before, where they go to your camp, they go to other dudes' camps, and they buy your stuff, and they turn around and sell it again. You'll eventually get caught. Yes, Vault-Tec does not punish people for vending prices, but Vault-Tec strongly discourages buying something from a guy for cheap and then turn around and selling it for a higher profit. Right. So, what we're doing may end up becoming a bad thing, but we're not doing the wrong thing. If a player chooses to buy our stuff and sell it off for expensive, in the end, Vault-Tec is the superior one, I guess you could say. We call the shots. We do the things that are proper for the whole everybody, for the greater good of the wasteland as well as the people inside of it. We'll treat it just like you did commit a big large chunk of tax fraud. You stole someone's idea. Plagiarism, in my opinion, that's what it is. You buy something from a dude for cheap and try and jack up the price because the community say it's really worth this. To me, that's like plagiarism.
Right. And also, one thing, stop selling blood bug proboscis for fucking 10,000 caps.
Yeah, Vault-Tec will get you for that soon too.
That's a middle finger to those who want to do the freaking, not only those who want to do the Pioneer Scouts, but that's also just a middle finger to anybody in general.
It's a junk item.
Seriously.
You gotta sell it for a cap, and sell a bunch of them. I find it very rude as well. Like I said, Vault-Tec calls the shots in the greater scheme of things. I think it would really be sad if you made your needles and blood sack as a big funny joke, and the Vault-Tec comes in and takes all your shit from you for free, because we can go in and take everything you own for free.
Also,
and just be courteous to your other vendors, people. That's all we ask. That's all we ask.
Also,
don't
be careful around Nuka Shine. Please don't put it in the kegs, the Nuka Cola machines, and the punch bowls.
Please don't.
People have been getting their entire characters completely lost to a bug that goes on where they're looped and locked into basically what is effectively some sort of a soft lock or a hard lock into fast travel.
I would say it's a soft lock because we have a scientist working on the formula of Nuka Shine currently, and he ain't getting nowhere. He's getting places, but he ain't getting nowhere. So please just keep it at a minimum. If you get Nuka Shine, I personally, the greatest, deepest hearts of Vault-Tec, you just get rid of it.
Find a way to get rid of it in a way that no one else will get their hands on it.
Right, and accidentally hurt themselves.
Yeah.
You know, I even go private world when I get it, and I drop it off in a private world, and I leave and come back to a public because I'm afraid that selling it at any vending machine, there's always going to be that one low level that You made it to the bog. Good job, kid. I found this drink at Watoga, and you're like, shit. He drinks it. Look at all the colors, and you're like, damn it, I just sold that to the robot 5 minutes ago. And you basically effectively setting that kid's whole character's life in danger.
It's not safe. Just don't do it.
It's not a joke. Ruining someone's account is not a joke. And the big vending middle finger, guys, we strongly discourage that, and we can punish well. We let you guys be control vault. We let you guys roam the wasteland and rebuild America. We don't let people become raider jerks and run around and flipping everybody off at vending and intentionally screwing everybody over.
Right.
We let you in the vaults. We can sure as heck take you out of the wasteland as well. And that's why I'm very glad Bromby of as well as few people like to follow Vault-Tec as well with whatever we do. And he supports vocally and physically by doing the right thing whenever he can. He is a good model for a good player. He doesn't get on with me when I do my Vault-Tec and poke me with his cultist dagger or poke anybody else.
I don't ask him any questions. I don't ask him much of any questions. I've said this before. I put full faith that Wastelanders is going to be amazing, and I want Wastelanders to be my own little surprise. I don't want any spoilers or anything. It's like going to watch a movie. I'm in there to go for the ride. I don't want to know what it's like beforehand. I want to just when it gets there, I want to get into it, get things done, and learn on my own pace. And I feel like that's what everyone else should be wanting as well. But apparently not, because people are just so infuriated that Wastelanders is taking way too long. Patience is a virtue, people.
Bethesda talk to you about that or something? I'm just a midway paid Vault-Tec rep. I haven't heard from Bethesda.
But it's just people are still complaining on the internet. It's like they won't update the game for a long time. It's too buggy. I'm like,
what is internet? What is internet? I don't understand.
What?
I've been out 4 years. What is internet?
Okay, I'm not.
What is internet, bro?
Internet is thing you go on and then you probably find Pornhub.
What is this Vault-Tec video? Whoa, what color is Vault-Tec blue? Just like it says, guys, Vault-Tec yellow and Vault-Tec blue. There is no trick, no trade, just Vault-Tec blue and Vault-Tec yellow. Vault-Tec blonde.
But all jokes aside, guys, please stop complaining.
We do what we can to make it go.
Right.
We're making it as refined and as polished as a good chunk of black titanium that's been turned from ore into an item. We're making it a diamond, basically. If you want to call it, we're doing what we can at the Great Vault-Tec HQ in ways with other help as well to make it the diamond from the rough instead of a chunk of coal that you found in the dirt somewhere else. It's a discarded idea. We don't want it to be bad right out the gate. Will there be problems even with updates? Yes, I think partially because of the hard work that people I know working with for this as well in Vault-Tec. We're trying our best to get it flowing. We want it to be great when we can. Yes, there are bugs right now, I believe, because of what we're doing to the system. What we're doing to make your experience in the Wasteland great leading up to that. I think it does bugs when we launch it. You got a problem with the game that's genuinely just a bug and not just a sheer hatred, let us know. We send a great letter to Vault-Tec. Get on your little blue terminal and send us a letter. We would like to hear it. But don't go and start problems about it. We ask people as well, besides vending, just be nice to your fellow dweller, your fellow Wastelander, your fellow, I don't know what you would be called anymore, Bromby. You're not even either point. You're just I guess you're a cultist. If you treat everybody like respect, Raider or not, cultist or not, Brotherhood is still Enclave or not, everyone be nice to each other. I mean, I'm not gonna hate you because you're in the Enclave of the Brotherhood, though other groups will do that for the second they see an Enclave soldier and they're in the BOS. They get lit. It doesn't help anybody. You're just being an ass, and the other guy's just gonna hate you just as much. Go be nice to each other. Put your guns away, man. There's no reason to poke tap everybody with your rifle or your little bitty combat knife that does whatever it does. I'm nice to anyone that I can be. I give you 2 pacifist runs, and then I'm gonna be on your dumb references. Oh, jeez, but seriously, guys, we're here to rebuild, not tear asunder.
Right.
We're here to aid the wasteland and not become its crutch. If you want to be a good vault, show them that you are the good 76 dweller, and not that one guy from the nuclear winter vault that we had to block a big ass rock because they were being unfriendly. Or their robot overseer is being unfriendly.
Right.
Sacks.
Do it if you're gonna do a clan. Do it. Whatever way you want. Just don't harass anybody about it. Do it. Show respect.
Hang on, let me stop it there. If you're gonna make a faction-based group, as I made one today for the Free States, you're welcome to join if you have. Don't put a bunch of rules in play that prevents you from doing, like you can't spy. That's a very distinct and descriptive rule there, guys. Don't spy on other groups. Don't tell them they can't either. Don't make rules like if you're in an Enclave group, you can't join the BOS. You can only side with the Enclave. That's on you if you do it, and that's on you as the owner of the group if someone breaks that rule and they have a bad time. You will be punished if they're doing the right thing and getting to choose freedom of speech, freedom of choice. Dictatorial groups are frowned upon by Vault-Tec. End of story. You don't want a frowny face from Vault-Tec. I promise you. Treat everybody like a. If you want to play as Enclave soldiers or BOS, that's fine. You get an average. You get a somewhat of a smiley face from Vault-Tec, but if you get in the frowny faces and in the red zone, you're screwed. I've taken down 2 groups before because of that reason. Because Vault-Tec said this is an undesirable depiction of a. They were running a dictatorial faction, and they ran a President Eden mode as literally out of it. The second you got done playing with it, they got done with you. You got your app. Or I've mentioned before the story of my experience brought by with the Discord. This includes Discord as well. Discord, Facebook, does not matter. The Discord group I was in one point for the BOS. They got the big red zone, unhappy, frowny face from Vault-Tec. We'll just say that. Every single one of them was deemed undesirable to be in the ranks of the BOS and were rightfully punished, and action was taken for the stuff they were doing. I mean, why you gotta make rules anyways so you can't join another faction because I said? What does that sound like to you, Bromby, when you hear that you can't do it because I said?
That you know what that screams to me. Come on, I gotta do it. That screams to me, I'm an entitled fuck. Seriously.
The echo.
I'm serious.
We don't run around.
It also screams, I diddly my whittly to guys every night. It's just
Okay.
Seriously. Okay, jokes aside, it's super fucking dumb. Just stop. But if you're gonna do a faction clan, be respectful and do it right. Do it the right way. Don't be some entitled asshole. Oh, you're gonna spend all of your time with our clan. You're gonna spend all your time with me. Don't make it a me moment.
And those who want PvP groups, I would like to touch on some light on that for the future of the Wasteland. If you want to run a group that has PvP in it, please keep it at a respectful and in moderation. We are okay with PvP. Don't just run around and hit everything you see. Raider groups specifically, I'm talking to you. Yes, I know we are Neanderthals within the storyline, but we don't. We are civilized beings right out of a vault. We let y'all be a control vault and not a vault, a subject vault, a test vault. You have been a control vault for what you've done for the country before leaving the vault. If you leave and just become a raider group and everything you see is a meat bag with a beating heart that you want to take because raider faction, you're asking your whole group to get in trouble. Every group we've taken now, Voltec has given them the sad fact. Not only did the owner get in trouble, but any of the members in the group that participated in said events got rightfully punished. You know, we like to be around. We like those wastelands the way it is. It's kind of odd and radiated. It's still got a warm spot in our heart. Please don't tear it up. We're here to rebuild, not tear us up. And I think a lot of the raider groups and other PvP groups I see, I think they need to not fuck off. A lot of people would say you need to fuck off, but I would say you just need to chill a bit. This whole game is not about you or about PvP. Sometimes it's about working together. Not working together to kill or do other things. Sometimes you just gotta put our weapons away and chill out. Not join hands, but not kill each other either. There's no reason to get on a game for any game like that, in my opinion. But as a Vault Tech rep, I've seen this for a long time before, and when I got accepted in the Vault Tech, I was like, geez, we let them be a control vault, and here we are, like, then we're beating each other to death. It's saddening. It really is. And I don't understand why you'll have to. It's not a good cap revenue. It's dirty money. Anything you get is dirty money. Once again, Vault-Tec can easily take care of that as well. We don't mind. The dirty money could be put somewhere else. I mean, it's just sad. I mean, I know you agree as well, don't you, Brahma, about this? Sometimes you just got to put your guns away and share a smile every time. I know you raiders and enclave soldiers that stare with frowning faces. You'll have facial muscles to allow you to smile. It would help you to smile like Modus all the time, It would help a little bit just smile at someone every day. Genuine, kind-hearted smile that war. Modus gives. Give someone a good smile and say, hi, how are you doing? I think it would make you feel better. It would make someone else feel better. You gotta give a little bit of sunshine in this already irradiated world. This is our nuclear winter. All the hate getting as a wasteland, and I think Vault 76 is gonna be kind of not desired amongst the other states. I think if everyone shared a smile every day and really made a point to do a good deed or something small, like just sharing a smile and how are you doing today? Listening and doing good things, I think would make the game better. But what do I know? I'm just a Vault Tech rep that just knows that's getting paid to know fairly well how things are supposed to work. I mean, I'm not saying I'm God mode or know everything. I at least know how to be a good person and smile every now and then. I'll go out of my way to help somebody. If we weren't in a private world right now doing stuff, I would likely be doing that as well during the video. Helping the low level with the vault, because let's face it, everybody, not level 5. Life was hell right out of the vault. I mean, you know what I'm talking about, Brian. This chat will probably comment that it was hell too. You start with nothing but your vault suit, and you have to go from there with your vault suit and whatever you find from those bodies in your pit boy. You have nothing.
Right.
It describes all your way up to the top, just like everyone else did. So why do people have to? Where's my comment? There.
Pass on the good deed. Make peace,
right.
not war. We literally in the context of the game, you just got out of the result of a war. So why continue that hatred? Why pass it on and keep it going? That's in the context of the lore. That's exactly what they want. It's exactly what they want. The other parties.
communists trying to want you to keep hitting and hurting each other? Can't we? If we all agree that the communism is bad, why do you keep doing the things you do is bad?
And
like the Raiders want. You've read that propaganda poster and you've joined the communist army, the Red Army back here. If we're gonna do war, like that's what you've done. You've abandoned Sam and you've joined the communist army to keep beating your fellow brothers. They joined it, and that's what I don't enjoy.
And then you keep harassing the people who try to make a change. The fuck is wrong with you? Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, there's no reason to be mean to your other people. So what if they got Fallout 4, as the sources say? Why do you gotta be so mean to them for getting it? If you can afford it, get it if you want it. If you don't want
I have the American Paint revolver set. I use it, but it's not like I flex it in everyone else's face. Sure, I'm glad I got it, but I don't really see it as an
best gun game, and you should get it too.
I have probably one of the more overpowered weapons in the game. I can single-handedly run through West Tech and fuck everything up with this one weapon, but I don't flaunt it. I talk about it a few times, but I don't flaunt it.
Right. But you don't say you're the superior one either, because you also completely, there are players that can get that gun too, and then can use it better than you.
Hell, I recommend anyone who sees it, pick it up. It's a Vampire's Gatling laser. If you ever see a Vampire's Gatling laser, and you can afford it, pick it up. Just do it.
Oh yeah. I got one.
I gave you one, and it is.
It's very nice.
It is.
In certain situations, I've failed with it, but that's because I don't use that type of weapon often, the Gatling laser. But it does dramatically help. But also a healing factor. So I mean, the Vampire's plus healing factor. That would be kind of. It only works outside of battle and in battle. It's a very good battle. I think you did a good job.
Yeah, the Vampire's for when you're in battle, healing factor for when you're out of battle. And I've told GasMask this. I don't use stim packs a whole lot. The only reason I have a lot of stim packs right now is so I can revive members of my group. That's the only reason I have them.
I'm that poor Vault-Tech rep. Like, hey, I need a stim pack.
I need a stim, bro.
Torch Beast licks me, help me please. Oh man, I do it on purpose though in some ways though. I don't change my builds because you know why. It's a good old Vault-Tech yes build.
But this is
engineered for the most elite of not tryhards, but the ones who really want to see everything. The yes build is for someone who knows about the build and wants to try all of them but doesn't want a direct build. You can join a yes build and be everything. I mean, really, not all at once, but for the most part, you can be just every single build with this build.
If you don't take any of this knowledge with you on the wasteland, take this one bit. Just remember the basic rule of respect. Treat people as you would want to be treated. And that's about all our time. I'm happy to have you guys listen to us.
Vault-Tech does thank you on behalf of us. On behalf of Vault-Tech, we do thank you for having us here once again, Bromby. We quite enjoy getting the word out to the wasteland and show that we didn't all just die in the nuclear fire. I do enjoy my chats with you, and being in the wasteland with you is also one of my favorites. Well, so thank you again for having us here.
No problem. But that's the end of this video. I have more down below. I'm gonna make a playlist soon about that, and I will see you guys in the next one.